I was sent the script and just thought it was the most incredible story and desperately wanted to be part of it, and was lucky enough to have a meeting and kind of share my ideas, and it went from there. He was really involved. He loves music. He had loads of ideas. He was, really, really involved in the music, and he was great. And I had an amazing experience working on the film, and his ideas were brilliant. And the film looks so beautiful and kind of cinematic. And I think that was a big inspiration for the music and for the scope of it, was to try and match that beautiful look that he created. I think I kind of almost saw the film in like two halves musically for me. There was the emotional side of it and kind of Trudy's emotional core and her family and her sister, and trying to really sell that love and that support and nurture. And then the other side of it was just trying to find a really exciting, propulsive sports kind of theme, and really just make the swimming as exciting as possible, and make it feel like kind of her athleticism and her strength. Yeah, I think exactly the same things. There's a huge amount of emotion in the film, and I think it was wanting people to really feel that emotion at the right time and feel particularly her connection to her family, but then I wanted it to feel exciting, and I wanted it to feel bold, and I wanted them to feel her strength and her kind of just how impressive she was physically, what she was doing, and how bold she was. So I wanted the score to make people feel that force. Excitement, hope, and I would say life affirming, but that's two words, sorry. Life affirmment. Probably working with Jerry. I think that was just such an amazing experience, and to kind of see how he approaches things and see how he responds to music. I just learned so much from watching him.
Well, I was looking for something for my kids, really for my daughters, to some inspirational story that could speak to them. And I sort of stumbled across this great book by Glenn Stout in a bookstore, and was instantly blown away that this was a story I didn't know, that my family didn't know, my friends didn't know, nobody had ever heard it before. And so it was kind of shocking to me that Trudy was not known, around the world. And so set out to change that, and 8 years later, here we are. At the beginning, this was supposed to be a very small film, low budget, very tiny little movie. But then we got Daisy, and Jerry Bruckheimer became involved, and suddenly we had a wonderful director named Joachim Ronin come in, and suddenly our little movie became really, I think, an epic little movie. So it's more than I could have ever imagined, from where we started to where we ended up. I'm so excited. Inspiration, underdog, and impossible.
So I finished competing professionally from swimming in June of 2021. I was just trying to find my feet away from the sport. I'm based in London. I was just doing some private coaching, and someone put me in contact with the producers. The producers were looking for someone, a female trainer, for Daisy to take her for a swimming assessment in preparation for for the film. And I thought initially it was just going to be a one-off session, and then it turned into we started training together, and then my involvement with the film just kind of came from there really. And I went out to Bulgaria for the whole duration of the shoot. Got to work with Daisy and the other members of the cast and crew, and it was just fantastic. Yeah, such a great experience. Yeah, so when we had our first session together, swimming fitness is very unique to you you have to put the hours in, the miles in the pool to build that swimming endurance. It's a very different fitness to kind of like running or cycling. So it was very much, I knew we had to be consistent with the amount of times we were training per week in order for Daisy to build that fitness for all of the open water swimming that she was going to have to do at the end of the film. And even throughout the whole production, there was so much swimming, not just the open water channel attempt swims, but also all the competitions throughout Trudy's career. So I knew there was going to be a lot of training needed, that consistency, sort of making sure that, and Daisy was just so committed from like the very first session. She trained so incredibly hard. She really worked on her technique as well. Like technique is a huge thing in swimming, really sort of focusing on having an efficient stroke, making sure you can kind of maintain your stroke and be efficient in the water to be able to and swim long distances. So we had a lot of technique focus, I'd say, like initially when we first started training together, and then it was all about trying to build the endurance and from there. And Daisy was just she trained so incredibly hard throughout all of the production, throughout the whole build up. Even when she was shooting in the studio, she'd come and train, and just it was fantastic to work with her. I think probably one of the very final days of shooting was when we were in the Black Sea. It was the end of like 9 days on the Black Sea filming the channel attempt swims, and that was kind of like everything that we'd been training for, like those like incredibly tough efforts. And it was the end of, I'd say, like 6 to 7 months working together. So much, like Daisy had done so much swimming at that point, and I watched her. She got into the water and she was swimming, keeping up like pace with the boat, and like her swimming was just absolutely fantastic, and she just like didn't stop. She could just keep going and going and going, and like it just showed how much like fitness, how much like how hard she'd worked, I think was really shown in that that scene, or that those scenes at the end of filming. So that really stood out for me because it was just like so special to see her do that and see all of that hard work kind of like come together, and yeah, it was brilliant. I think it's such an incredible story, and I think it's amazing that Trudy's story is being told, and like people are going to be able to see it. She was a trailblazer for women's swimming and and women's sport in general. I think as a woman like who was an athlete, like it's such an incredible story, and I think lots of young people and lots of people are going to be inspired watching and seeing this movie. She didn't take no for an answer. She was very told she couldn't do something and did it anyway, and that sort of like overcoming adversity is so powerful. But it's also such a heartfelt film as well. It's about family, and I think any athlete or sort of anyone that goes through kind of like struggles, like it's your family that kind of help you and support you and give you the strength to kind of carry on and see the bigger picture sometimes for yourself. And I think that really comes through in the film, and I love that. And for me as an athlete and having that experience like throughout my career, my family were a huge part of that. So I loved that element of the film just as much as seeing Trudy's story play out. What can jellyfish, love, and strength.
Well, Jeff Nathanson, who's written Pirates for us and some other things, was looking for some things for his daughters to see. He couldn't find anything, so went to a used bookstore and bought Young Woman in the Sea and optioned it and took it to us and said, I'd like to get this made. And 9 years later, I'm talking to you. So thanks to Disney, we're here. Oh, he's great. He's a real visualist. He's an artist. He's a great storyteller, and he did Pirates with us, and did Kon-Tiki, so he's used to the water. It's great. Daisy really is amazing in this movie, and we're thrilled to have her. And listen, Trudy, who's obviously the real woman, people need to know about her. She got lost sometimes. She did an incredible feat, so we want to remember her. She spent 3 months with an Olympic trainer, an Olympic medalist, and really worked hard at it in open water swimming. Well, it's beautiful, it's emotional, it's funny. It's got all the things you go to the theaters for. It's the highest testing movie I've ever made, and I've made some really big movies. So you want to see it in the theater with a big sound and hear that ocean. Emotion, fun, and laughter.
It's amazing. No, all of this is just a miracle. I feel any movie is a miracle when it's made. but like to be here and have a proper, premiere, and I get to meet like people I haven't seen in a year, like brilliant, fantastic actors that have helped this story come alive. No, it's fantastic. Well, I mean, obviously she's a great actor, and I loved her in the Star Wars films and all that. But I think that she radiates like a strength that I'm imagining that Trudy had, back in the day. And it was obviously going to be a very physical role. So it was a combination of so many things that I was looking for, and we were so lucky to get her. And every day, especially out on the ocean, I was so grateful for having her as my, movie partner out there and making it. And I mean, I'm on the boat, keeping warm, but she's in the water, freezing, and doing it again and again and again, never complaining, always asking for more. And it was amazing. Well, DP Oscar Farah is a genius, and he's also done some water movies before, and like he has experience from it, but he's also such a perfectionist, and I think always, looking for the perfect, like any DP should do, but like he has this ability and expertise to do that, and it was just wonderful, and you can see it in the film. I feel like how he painted on the big canvas, and it was just such a joy to work with him. I think he's here tonight, and I haven't seen him in forever, so I hope I get to give him a big hug. Well, I mean, this is something that it was very important for her, obviously, and I didn't have to say anything. Like, she just jumped into it with Siobhan O'Connor. Trained probably I think for a couple of months at least, open water swimming, and also overcoming a fear. I think she told me after the fact, actually, I didn't know about this, that she has a fear of open water swimming. She doesn't want to go anywhere where she doesn't see the floor. So she had to overcome that and work on that, and I think it pays off. You can see it in the film. Like, no, I had stunt swimmers and doubles ready to go, and like I never wanted to use them because Daisy had such a forceful stroke to her, when she was swimming.
It's wonderful. I'm so excited, and I'm so thankful, and it's a huge gift to be here in London. And we have been on the 16th of May. We have been in LA all together, and to have my family back, it's a huge gift. To my character is, I mean, what I already said. I am a mother since I'm 21. So, and being a mother is for me I think, wonderful, an amazing adventure. And Gertrud Ederle, the mother of Trudy Ederle, who crossed the English Channel, she has so many different facets. She is, on one side, she has a huge heart, she has a lot of humor, she's also very strict, but and she has a good dose of fearlessness. And I think this is very important to show your children that you can embrace fear, and that it can be a friend, it can inspire you, and then you can overcome fear. And she's supporting her children, her daughters and her son, and she's defying her husband concerning that she wants that her daughters learn swim in a time where the girls normally learn the dog paddling, like swimming like a dog, and she wanted her daughters to learn the English crawl. American crawl, sorry. I think that we all can learn, and that, I mean, we can teach our children. If our children will listen, that's another question. But I think when we make a journey to our inner self, we all will find out that we have all the tools to put the purpose of life into practice, our desires, our dreams, yes, to embrace challenges and risk and fear, and to to realize that you can fulfill all your dreams when you really believe it. And take your time. I always say to my children, take your time to find out who you really are. And it's important to say, I think, to inspire them to do what they really love. Because I think if you follow your joy, everything will be fine. And to stay in the here and now. This is one thing I think we all should do, because in the here and now, we find a solution for everything that happens to us. Oh, I think it's a film about what we already talked about. It's a film about adventure, about fearlessness, about a peaceful revolution and love. 4 words, but I hope it's fine. I have to say, I was thinking about that because I was asked this question a lot of times, and I thought, no, every day anew was for me the best thing that happened to me. And my best memories is the necklace of all the pearls, of all the moments I had there. So it was really the whole shoot was my best memory. Yes, Daisy is really a wonderful friend, I really felt a very close relationship to her from the very first moment. I really started loving her as a partner while shooting the film, as my daughter. She is she's full of very great humor. She is really full of fearlessness, and it's wonderful because she takes your hand, I took her hand, and then we had an amazing adventure. And in German we say you can steal horses together, and I think Daisy is the one. You can do that, and she is a great actress and a wonderful person, and nobody can stop. Yeah.
I'm so excited to be here. It feels like a really special thing to bring this film to the UK. So it's really exciting to be able to celebrate it in the place that this story is set. Yeah, it was really lucky. I met Lily and she felt like me. Like when I was growing up, I felt so similar to her. So we really got along and just spent time hanging out, really. Daisy's a total dream. It's just so lucky. You don't always know if you're going to get along with your cast members, but she is an absolute dream to work with. Not only just like an extraordinary actor to watch, I felt so lucky to be able to watch her on screen sort of transform into this other person, but also just an extraordinary human being off screen and really looked after all of us. Even though I'm playing her older sister, I really feel like she took me under her wing. No, I know as an Australian that's outrageous. I had to bribe my 17-year-old brother to take me to the local pool and try and teach me how to swim as soon as I got the role. And then went through a very long process with Daisy and the amazing swim coach Siobhan O'Connor to sort of learn how to swim. So it's quite an extraordinary thing as an adult to learn a new skill like that, but I feel very lucky. Oh, that's so hard. I just laughed so much. Me and Daisy just were hysterical most of the filming, so there was so much of it. And I think learning how to swim with her in those days in the pool, that was such a special experience. 3 words. Inspiring. 3 words is hard. Inspiring, exciting, and hopeful.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm so thrilled that it's getting a theatrical release. That's so exciting. This is like a film for all the family, and it's a beautiful, inspiring story that should have been told before, but I'm thrilled to be a part of it now. And it's been 2 years since we shot it, so it's been a long time coming. Yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah, of course. I mean, there isn't a huge amount of information about my character, Effie, which sort of says it all, There wasn't a lot recorded about women at that time. But she was an activist before she was anything else. She was an incredible woman. She was a part of Trudy's story, and she was the woman whose shoulders Trudy stands on, and it's really amazing that she's part of the story. Oh, definitely. Amazing drama teachers. John Rust Andrews, give him a little shout out. Yeah, like, you know, those people that just come into your life that are, I don't know, they say the right thing at the right time, or they just believe in you when you don't believe enough in yourself. So, yeah, 100%. Favorite memory? There are many. I had a great time with Daisy and with Tilda. Actually, there were a few days where we were filming this enormous parade, which is at the end of the film, and yeah, we really bonded over that time. So that's probably a favorite memory of mine. Yeah. Defy the odds.
It feels wonderful. We've been in America, bringing it home for me. It feels really great. I've got my family and friends here. I'm very excited for everyone to see it. It was really Jeff Nathanson's script. I love Trudy, but I love the world that she lives in. I love the people that she's surrounded by. I love the way she faces obstacles. I love the way she overcomes them. I feel like this film is a tribute to sports people, it's a tribute to family, and it's a tribute to the real woman that swam the channel. She was the first woman to ever do so. I feel like it's there's something for everyone. I think if people love sports movies, they'll love it. I think it's a family drama, but I feel the feedback has been that people feel really invigorated and want to try swimming or want to try something maybe they haven't done before. So hopefully it's going to make people feel hopeful. It was amazing. He is ever enthused. He is incredibly enthusiastic. He loves the story. He's very detail orientated, and then you've got this very intimate story on this very large scale, and he balances them both very beautifully. I didn't overcome it. I squashed the fear. I put the fear in a little box inside myself, and had an amazing support system around me who I'd go and panic to, and then I would get back in the water and carry on filming, and then after we were done, the panic came out. I mean, honestly, it's all the people I'm seeing tonight. It was wonderful, a wonderful team just across the board, crew and cast. I can see Jeanette, who plays my mum, who's absolutely unbelievable. I can see Sean, who plays Epi, unbelievable. It was really an embarrassment of riches. A joyous, exciting ride.